people hear that Kobe Bryant won an Oscar, they usually react the same way. What? How's that possible? How did he win an Oscar? Not how was he great at basketball or what does Mamba mentality mean? We get that with Kobe. We understand he was great at basketball, but how did he win an Oscar? How did he go from the highest level NBA player dominating for 20 years to immediately in Hollywood winning an Oscar that some of the greatest actors still haven't won, being in that profession for years and years and years? And that's what this video is about. How did Kobe Bryant, the late Kobe Bryant, how did he win an Oscar? All right, so the first step, I'm gonna break this into multiple parts. Step one, Kobe did not treat retirement like an exit, like most do. And this matters more than people realize. Most athletes, they retire and then they decide what they're gonna do next. It's like the league ends and then they decide what they want to do. This is an example with most pro athletes and really most people in any career where they retire and then they choose what's next. Kobe took a different approach. Before he retired, he knew exactly what he was going to do after. And so you can go back and watch Kobe videos of him talking about storytelling, talking about these different steps. His mindset shifted that I am going to prepare for the next chapter. And that's really what was so key. And so he won an Oscar from a film called Dear Basketball. Dear Basketball, it didn't start out as a film, it actually started as a poem Kobe wrote in 2015 before he retired. And it was a letter to the game explaining why he was done. And it was a letter to basketball from him. And so really, before we get into the Oscar, you gotta understand that poem was foundational because that birthed the video, Dear Basketball. So step number two, Kobe didn't assume that greatness was transferred. And this is where most people get it wrong. Kobe didn't think that I'm Kobe Bryant, so this will be easy, I'll figure it out. People like Kobe Bryant in life that win at that level, they understand humility, which is crazy to think. You think Kobe Bryant, humility? Absolutely he did. He put himself around people that brought him up to the level of storytelling and writing. And so case in point, he partnered with Glen Keane. Kobe went to him and didn't show up and say, I'm Kobe Bryant, I'm gonna tell you what to do. He showed up as a student and he said, teach me how to do this. Teach me how to storytell. And they turned that poem into a film. And that takes us to step three. So step three, he studied filmmaking like film was a sport. Most people close to the project had said Kobe approached the animation the same way he approached basketball and film. It's showing up early, putting every single aspect into every single frame. I mean, Kobe, the thing that made Kobe so great is he obsessed over the details. He obsessed over the boring, and he would do the same workouts over and over and over and over again. And you gotta read that book, Mamba Mentality. Those lessons we can pull into anywhere in life. Whatever y'all are watching this in, if you're business or whatever you're in, the lessons from Kobe Bryant and how Kobe worked so relentlessly at something, just to the point of exhaustion, is what made him great. And that's how he approached this film. That's how he approached this whole project, which will lead to an inevitable Oscar. And so because of that relentless attack of the project, everything was accounted for. What does the emotion feel in this frame? How do I tell the story different in this line? And he worked on his craft. And so that's something that people just glaze over. They just think, oh, like we see people like, you see like Jimmy Fallon comes up with a kid's book and you see all these different famous people writing books or doing this, and they just think, oh, a ghostwriter must have just like got involved and made this for Kobe. See, that's what people think, hey? They think, oh, he made an Oscar, someone just must have got, anytime you see a famous person write a book, oh, it must have just been a ghostwriter. Absolutely not. Kobe Bryant wrote that himself. He studied the film. He went to the experts that he was able to leverage because he was an NBA star. He was able to leverage some of the greatest experts to help him, and then he wrote that thing himself. That's what people don't understand. And I'm with you. When I see some famous notable person write a book, I'm thinking in my head like, okay, well, you probably got a ghostwriter to write it. There's no way you write that good. Kobe wrote that himself. And that's why I have so much respect for him, and that's why y'all probably have so much respect for Kobe too, because he actually put that work in himself to learn. And so that's foundational as to why he won an Oscar, which we're gonna get to. So hang with me here. And so there's a moment that most people miss. When you're working in animation in this field, a lot of people are trying to push, make it incredibly polished, this great CGI project. Kobe pushed for hand-drawn lines and not some polished project. Why? Because basketball and his relationship with basketball was imperfect, physical, and human. And he wanted the animation to feel work, like hard work that he put in the gym, not some spectacle that's perfect and polished. And that choice alone separated the film from being just a celebrity project to being an artistic project that everyone noticed. And so that was an important distinction to make. Step 4, he respected the process, not the outcome. Kobe didn't campaign the film like a celebrity, going out, doing different interviews, doing this and that. He didn't do that. He didn't even talk about making history, getting an Oscar. He submitted the work and he let it stand on its own. Like, think about this. This is counter to every friggin' celebrity that goes out there and tries to do some project. They put this out there, they go on their talk shows, they go do their rounds. Kobe put the work out and then he just let it talk and he sat back. It makes me so sad to think he's not with us anymore, because I would have loved to see what he could achieve as a CEO in the next level. It would have been incredible to see. That confidence he had was rooted in preparation. I mean, that's how he won for 20 plus years in the NBA. Guy prepared like a machine. People in Hollywood noticed something unusual, that he wasn't trying to impress anyone. He wasn't trying to get in the right circles. And that's why Dear Basketball, it didn't feel like an athlete trying to make a film. It felt like a craftsman telling a story. And that's ultimately what Kobe was. In everything he put his mind to, he was a craftsman. He put the work in and he figured out how to succeed at everything he did. Okay, so now to the actual way how he won. Let's get to the Oscar moment. How did he win an Oscar? In 2018, Dear Basketball won an Academy Award for the Best Animated Short Film. Not in a sports category, okay? Not a novelty award where people give honorary doctorate degrees to this person at universities. Think how that happens all the time. No. This was the Best Animated Short Film, period. And here's the key takeaway. Kobe didn't win because he was famous. He won because the writing was precise, the animation was intentional, the storytelling was disciplined, and the execution of this whole project was elite. The same standards that won Kobe Bryant championships won him an Oscar. It's a different arena, but the same principles. See how he carried that over? And no shortcuts ultimately. And so the real answer, how did he win? Well, here's the real honest answer. Kobe Bryant won an Oscar because he never stopped being a beginner. He didn't protect his ego, he didn't assume shortcuts, he didn't rely on his reputation, get a ghostwriter, pan the work off. He applied elite discipline to a completely new craft and respected it enough to start at the very bottom. That's how he won. And that's what makes him different than anyone else in this field. One of the greatest athletes of our time that would have led to one of probably the greatest second acts. I love pulling these stories out, man. Some of these elite athletes, like, the Kobes, the Jordans, some of these great athletes that have dominated in history, we can pull so many lessons out and use it as entertainment, of course, but also be able to put that into our lives. And that's really what this did for me. I mean, when I was studying all of this different elements of Kobe, I mean, looking at how this guy went from dominating in the NBA to winning an Oscar a few years later, it's incredible. And so Kobe Bryant, he didn't master basketball, he mastered the process of mastery. Do you understand? Mastery isn't something that we achieve. We want to master the process. And so the lesson isn't to be Kobe, the lesson is to respect your craft, kill your ego, and put the work in. And that's ultimately what I'm taking from it, and that's what I'd encourage y'all to do. And so if you guys are new here, man, I'd appreciate you guys, this is a new channel. We're gonna be coming up with multiple videos per week. Like the channel, subscribe, come along the journey. We're gonna be going through lots more videos like this where we actually go through some of your favorite athletes and we look through different things that made them click and how that ultimately translates to business. And I've been an entrepreneur now for over a decade. I'm gonna be sharing a lot of mistakes, lots of things that I've learned that can practically hopefully apply to y'all. And then we're gonna have lots of different videos where we go through different athletes and pull out some cool things. And so appreciate y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.